that you are doing well and having a wonderful start to your week so far. Today I'm just going to take you through some home projects that we've been working on. Nothing major, but it's just little ways to kind of spruce up the spaces within our home. But before I do that, I wanted to do a little unboxing with you. One of the projects that we're going to be doing, hopefully today, we'll see, is we're going to put some rods up in the kitchen. I still have them in the packaging right now. But they're little brass rods that I thought would look really pretty underneath our open shelving in our kitchen. So, and then I got some like hooks to put on them to kind of display some of our practical kitchen items in a way that can also be used as decor. So I wanted to also just share everything else I got from a shop called Roan Iris. They had really, really pretty items, and so I thought it would be fun to kind of just share everything that I got there because I had quite a bit of fun purchasing some things for our house. So this box is bigger than I thought it was gonna be. All right, so I got a couple just basic kitchen supplies. So this is really interesting to me. It's an herb stripper. I don't know if that's something really common and I just had never heard of it, but I know that this would be so helpful for me. I'm in the kitchen all the time. I use herbs often, and I thought this would be really neat. And I also want to put it on that on the hooks that we're going to install, like I had shared in our kitchen. And then I also got a pastry brush. I've been needing a new one, and I just liked the way that this one looked. It has more of that vintage cottagey type look that I just am always drawn to. Next, I have, oh, this is coming out. I got some kitchen scissors because we only have one pair of scissors in the house, and with us homeschooling, it just feels like our kitchen scissors are always ending up in different places. And I mean, some of our kids have like their kid scissors, but it's just like my oldest daughter, she just uses our usual ones a lot, and then it kind of ends up becoming like, okay, where's the scissors? So I thought it would be cute to put these on the hook as well, but I got these really pretty brass scissors from them that I think is really lovely. And then here's the hooks. So these are the hooks that I had mentioned I'm putting on those bars for the kitchen. So I got 10 of them. I'm hoping it's enough. I'm really not 100%. I kind of just guessed what I felt like would fit in our area, but I could be off, and if I am, I'll just order more. And then the next thing that I got is not a surprise to anyone that knows me, but I got some taper candles. I just really liked the color. This is like an ivory, which I thought was really pretty, and I feel like that's like a really good color for everyday use. And then the other color that I got is this. I don't even know what color this would be. It's kind of like a mustard brown taupe-like color. It pulls yellows and browns. I feel like maybe it depends on the lighting, but I thought that was pretty as well. So I got a few of those. So I got 4 of this color, and then 4 of the ivory, which I will absolutely use very quickly. I love taper candles, so any excuse to have them in my home, I'm all for. And then the last thing that I got is this really pretty scalloped basket. I feel like this would be really sweet to use in a lot of different ways. So what I'd like to do, I don't know if I'll do it right now because our herbs are actually in our garden, but my initial thought as more of a long-term thing, maybe next spring, would be to do our kitchen herbs in here in the pots. And I thought that would be really pretty and keep it on the kitchen counter as like a nice way to display it. For now, I'm not even sure how I'm gonna use this. I don't know if I wanna put it in the living room, if I do wanna keep it in the kitchen still, but I just couldn't resist. I love scallop details on anything home decor. And so usually if there's that going on and something, I'm instantly drawn to it and really love it. I think it's a really pretty detail, and my style is a lot more cottagey, and I just feel like the scallops really enhance that aesthetic. So I thought this was really pretty, and yeah, so that's what I got. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing else here. I actually can link everything. So I'll link all of the things I got from them below. There's still a few things on my wish list from them just because they have really, really beautiful pieces there. So if you haven't heard of them, definitely check them out because I just love them. But I'm gonna go ahead and head to the kitchen and we can try to figure out how we're gonna get these bars installed through our kitchen tile. Okay, so we are in the kitchen now and we're gonna go ahead and install these rods into the back of the backsplash so that I can hang these hooks on them like this and have like a different way to have decor styled in here. So this is kind of a little overview of what we're about to do. So I'm gonna put this one right here like that, and then put the other one on this side over here. I'm gonna go ahead and start by just clearing everything off the kitchen countertops. As you can assume, we wanna make sure that we have a clean, clear space to work with so that it's easy to do what we need to and also ensure that none of our kitchen items get damaged. And I'm actually gonna have my husband Tanner explain the process of how we were able to drill into the tile without damaging it. I was truthfully a little nervous that we might end up breaking some of the porcelain, and I'm so thankful to say that everything turned out beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and have him explain what we did in case you want to do something like this in your home.
All right, so I'm checking the level, just making sure it's level. I measured each side to make sure it was directly in the middle underneath that floating board as well. The porcelain tile is super slippery. That's why Taylor came over and held the other side while I was doing that. I'm just marking it with a fine point Sharpie. Those are really easy to wipe off of tile as well. Alright, so we got it leveled. Now I'm drilling the holes where we marked. To drill on the porcelain tile, you need to use a diamond-tipped drill bit. That way it doesn't damage or crack the tiles or anything like that. Just take it slow when you're going into the tile. It's pretty slippery, so it's kind of hard to get it exactly where you had marked. That was probably the hardest thing about this entire project, is drilling the holes into the tile when it's so slippery. Alright, I just got done drilling the holes, and then I had some wall anchors, and I put the wall anchors inside the holes I just drilled. I hand tightened these just so I wouldn't over tighten it and break or crack the tile. Alright, so now my superfine wife is coming in with the J-hooks to hook up on there, and then she's going to hang all her little decorations there.
And now we're going to go ahead and install that second bar onto the other side of the kitchen. And here is the final result. I absolutely love how this turned out. I'm so glad that I decided to add these railings into our kitchen. It adds so much character. There is no intro to what we're about to do next, and truthfully, I wasn't sure if I was going to include this in the video because we had absolutely no idea what we were doing when it came to making a hanging herb drying rack, but it turned out pretty good considering there's a lot we would do different. So a lot of this is just for cute footage of Jameson helping my husband Tanner, but all we did essentially was cut some thin pieces of wood that we grabbed from Home Depot for a couple dollars, and we did 2 layers. So we did 1 layer of the wood, and then we put chicken wire that our neighbor had given us on top, and my husband totally pranked me right here, by the way. And after that, we went ahead and put another layer of wood and just screwed things into place. It sounds so simple, but honestly, there's a lot of ways we would have done this differently if we could go back. But I wanted to include it because this is real life, and sometimes the projects we do are less than perfect and don't go the way that we had hoped. But I couldn't resist keeping this one still because I just know that Jameson helped and he was so proud to do so. And I don't know, it has so many sweet memories attached to this piece now. Good job! Yay, Jameson! To install this, we went ahead and just used ceiling hooks that we could screw right into the drywall, and it turned out so beautiful. As you can see, I have blue basil, some thyme, and regular basil that I have hung up and are drying out so that I can make my own spices. All right, the next project that I'm going to be working on is going to be this thrifted piece from Facebook Marketplace. I found this and I've been needing to source something that I could use for all of our homeschool supplies. So I'll show you. It's very unorganized and messy right now, but this is what I want to make look really nice and have really functional for all things homeschool. So I really love this piece. I thought about keeping it in its original form, but I actually do want to paint it. So let me read off the paint that I found, so in case you want to use that same one. Okay, so I picked up Mothwing, and I just had it color matched at Home Depot. So you can kind of see a sample of the color here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and paint this piece, and I think it'll bring some warmth into our living room. Typically I do paint a lot of my furniture sage green, and I wanted to break away from that a little bit this time. So I decided to go with this really warm, almost like a mushroom brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started painting it.
I was counting my blessings, I felt beaten down. I was looking for a calling, felt lonely in a crowd. I was searching for the answers, too blind to see the signs. He was always by my side. He shed his light and picked me up. I'm safe in his arms. I found my bliss in the greatest love there is. The greatest love there is.
All right, the first coat is pretty much done. I did notice, I think it'd be a lot easier if I just unscrew these knobs and paint it and then put them back. It's just really intricate to try to just paint in these tiny little crevices. So I'm going to take those off in a little bit and do that area. And then I think I'm going to save the inside for a completely different project. I'm still trying to kind of design how I think this would be most functional, and I want to make it pretty. So I think I'm going to do the inside of it as like a completely separate project and just focus on what you see from the outside. But I really love this color so far. It goes really, really well in our space. Sorry, that's popcorn. I just realized I put a bag of popcorn in and started filming again. So sorry if you hear that. But I really like it. I will say one thing I noticed once I started painting, let me see if I can get you a little bit closer. As you can see, there are some cracks in the wood. It's funny because I actually didn't notice these until I started painting. So usually when it comes to decor and furniture pieces, I don't mind having those even those bigger imperfections. I love the character that it adds, but I think because I'm painting this and I'm not leaving it in its original wood form, I think it would look a lot better if we just did some wood fill, sanded over, and then painted those spots. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that just to kind of help give it what I feel would be a more appropriate look for this piece. Okay, I finished painting the armoire and I am so pleased with how it turned out. I absolutely love this color. I feel like it's a really beautiful neutral that goes so well in the space and with the other tones within our living room. So I'm very happy that I decided to paint this piece and not keep it in its original wood form, because I really wasn't sure for a little bit what I should do. So I think I made the right decision. I know the camera's a little bit zoomed. I accidentally erased the footage of me finishing this piece. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what I went ahead and did for this wall. I decided to add an accent wall of wallpaper behind this armoire, and it turned out so stunning. I'm so happy with how it looks and the way that it adds so much character and pattern to our living room. So I'm going to show you the process of that right now, and then I will show you this completed space.
Open up the heavens, come rain down your presence. Jesus, come, inhabit the praise of the sinner and saint. Jesus, come, and Jesus, move. Here and now, we call on you, Lord, come and meet us today. Here and now, have your way. Open up the heavens, come rain down your presence. We know there's more, so much more. Here and now, we call on you, Lord, come and meet us today. Here and now, have your way. Open up the heavens, come rain down your presence. We know there's more, there is so much more. Open up the heavens, come rain down your presence. We know there's more, there is so much more. So pour your spirit out, pour your spirit out, pour your spirit out.
Look at the way this furniture looks against the beautiful new wallpaper. I love it so much. So I'll give you a close-up of how it looks. It's just the most beautiful light blue wallpaper. I will link it below. I was honestly a little nervous thinking, is this too much blue? Because I love to incorporate the blues and greens for our home, but it just turned out so wonderful. I'm so excited to have this. It just adds so much character and, like I said, pattern. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this, if you wouldn't mind just giving this a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already, I would absolutely love to have you here and a part of this community. I cannot wait to see you guys next, and I pray that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye!